bylaw number 1741, 2022. Squamish-Lillooet Regional District Electoral Area C zoning bylaw number 765, 2002, amendment bylaw number 1697, 2020, and Squamish-Lillooet Regional District Electoral Area C official community plan bylaw number 689, 1999, amendment bylaw number 1698, 2020. The public hearing is being held electronically, and we welcome and thank those who have joined us via Zoom, video, and phone. The public hearing is also recorded and will be uploaded to the SLRD website for public viewing. This public hearing was advertised in the May 5th and 12th issues of the Peak News magazine. Every one of you present who believes that your interest in the property or area is affected by the proposed bylaws shall be given a reasonable opportunity to be heard or to present written submissions respecting matters contained in the bylaws. None of you will be discouraged or prevented from making your views known. However, it is important that you restrict your remarks to matters contained in the proposed bylaws. I will now provide some brief instructions for those of you participating in this evening's public hearing via Zoom online video or phone conferencing. For the members of the public wishing to make a submission, please use the raise hand feature. We will call on each person to speak in turn, and your microphone will be unmuted. For those on the phone, the raise hand feature can be accessed by pressing *9. We will use the last 3 digits of your phone number to call on you to speak. For those on a computer, smartphone, or tablet, click the raise hand icon on your screen. We will call you to speak using the name you have used on the screen. Written submissions can be sent in until the end of the hearing by email to cdewar@slrd.bc.dot.ca. So cdewar@slrd.bc.ca. When speaking, please address myself as chair and commence your remarks by clearly stating your name and address or community of residence. Members of the regional board or staff may ask or respond to questions following a presentation. However, the function of the board representatives at this public hearing is to listen rather than debate the merits of the proposed bylaws. After this public hearing has concluded, the regional board may, without further notice or hearing, adopt or defeat the bylaws or alter and then adopt the bylaws, provided that the alteration does not alter the use or density. May I remind you that tonight is your opportunity for input on the bylaws, and that after the conclusion of this hearing, no further public comments can be received. To date, we have received 0 written submissions regarding the Area C Wildfire Protection Development Permit Area and the associated bylaw, and we have received 1 written submission regarding the Lillooet Main Street development and the associated bylaws. I will now ask Senior Planner Claire Dewar to introduce the bylaws.
Excellent, thank you. Now I'm wondering, provided that the attendees we have present at moment are here regarding the Lillooet Main Street development application, should we wait a few minutes regarding the Area C, or should I give the presentation on Area C, wildfire development permit area?
Yeah, I just think we should move ahead. I mean, it's now, almost 10 after 4, so yeah, that's my thought. How about you, Kim?
Sorry, that works for me.
Do we need to officially close the Area C wildfire public hearing component? I think we need to do the 3 calls and everything.
Okay. I'll have to get that to my.
Just for the benefit of the other attendees at the public hearing, we have the Area C wildfire development permit protection was the first bylaw, so we're just going to close that portion of the public hearing, and then we'll move to the Lillooet Main Street development portion.
Okay, so for closure, I am now going to call 3 times for further submission. For the first time, are there any further submissions? Not hearing any. For second time, are there any further submissions? And for a third time, are there any further submissions? Okay, so now, having done that 3 times, I will now pass it over to the moderator, Claire.
Thank you. So the hearing on bylaw 1741-2022 is now closed, and we will move to the portion focused on the Squamish-Lillooet Regional District Electoral Area C zoning bylaw number 765-2002, amendment bylaw 1697-2020 and 1698-2020 regarding the Lillooet Main Street development. So I can give a brief presentation. The attendees are the proponents, so I'm not sure if we want to go through that as well.
Through the chair, if the attendees don't wish to see the presentation, we do have a 15-minute rule. So both hearings can be closed officially in 4 minutes if there are no other attendees.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question again, please.
So Tom, I'll get Claire to just explain that one more time.
Okay.
Same with you, Sean.
Thank you very much both for being here. And the question was, so we have a staff presentation. The 2 attendees at this public hearing are the proponents. So if we want to walk through the staff presentation, that's an option. Otherwise, we can wait 4 minutes till 4:15, and then we can officially close the public hearing. So we'll kind of put it to Lillooet Capital Assets Inc. to let us know what your preference is there, whether we go ahead with the staff presentation or whether we just want to close the public hearing because you are aware of sort of the information has not changed.
Yeah, I would say we wait. Yeah, I don't think there's much difference between the staff presentation or ours, so I'm happy to just wait till the time runs out.
Excellent.
Yeah, certainly. I concur with Tom.
Thank you. So Director Mack will wait until 4:15, and then we can go through the 3 calls again.
Okay, so right now I'm at 4:13. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we just wait till 4:15, and then we will all is closed. But I will go through that process.
Normally, if we have members of the public here, we would have to go through with the presentation. But yeah, although you are members of the public, you're proponents.
Yeah.
We did receive one email submission from a neighbor that had some concerns, so those will be attached to the minutes and they'll go through to the board.
Okay.
Yeah, we will review those comments with interest.
I mean, we could present those comments, Claire, as part of this and give the proponents an opportunity to speak to them.
Yep, I'm happy to do that. Let me just pull them up. So this was a neighbor who submitted written or provided a written submission to the Authority Board of Directors. The concerns, so I own a property adjacent to this proposed development. There are a number of concerns I have. The residential component of development with 53 units available. This would increase the population by at least 106 people and possibly more if they have children. That's one point. Number two, the number of cars for residential tenants alone could be at least 53, allowing 1 car per household plus all the traffic from the commercial suites. Number three, we have a number of creeks on our property, and I wonder if an environmental study has been done for this density on less than 3 acres of land. Number four, I understand that the residences are for band members only, and if that is the case, who can be approached should the suites get rowdy? Number five, I would like an undertaking that a fence be built around the property to protect our land, creeks, and trespassing from tenants. Staff can speak to a couple of these items. One would be around the parking, that the project is providing for 110 parking stalls, which exceeds the zoning bylaw requirements. With respect to the environmental study, the proponent has submitted an initial environmental review. And with regards to the request about fencing, that can be addressed through the development permit stage, and welcome any comments from the proponents on those comments.
I think we can respond to those in more detail. It is not one clarification. It's, well, priority is given to Lillooet members for the housing. It is not exclusive to exclusively for Lillooet members. And there is there would be a nonprofit housing society that would be established under the conditions of accepting a BC housing allocation. So if there are complaints or some concerns, they would be the organization to direct those comments to. That's it for me.
And if I can comment on the fencing suggestion, I think some kind of edge treatment is probably a good idea. However, I worry about the visual impact of a long continuous fence, and wonder if that's absolutely the best response from a landscape point of view. I think we'd prefer to look at maybe a mix of fences where it makes sense, and then other kinds of edge planting treatment to enhance the visual appeal of the overall development.
And I do note that there's a fair bit of parking at the rear of the development that is already providing somewhat of a buffer from the immediate residential uses. So I think most of the focus will be towards the street and the children's play area by the looks of the plans.
Yeah, and we have tried to make provision for tree planting in the parking area to sort of mitigate the expanse of hard surfacing that might otherwise be put in without any relief at all. So I think we certainly want to do a good job of landscaping the site with this development.
Very good. Thank you very much. Do you have any other questions, Claire?
Not from myself, thank you.
It's all good? Okay. I am now going to call 3 times for any further submissions. So for a first time, are there any further submissions. And please use the hand feature to indicate you would like to speak. Click on the icon if you're on the computer or smartphone, or dial *9 if you are on the phone. For a second time, are there any further submissions? I will now call again for the third and final time. If there are any further submissions, please use the raise hand feature. Okay, over to you, Claire.
Thank you. With no further comments, the hearing on bylaws number 1697 and 1698 is declared closed.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Sean.
Thank
And
you.
In terms of next steps for the proponent, we will be looking to bring bylaws back to the June board. That was in our presentation as a next step, but just so you're aware of timelines there.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Director Mack and Claire and
Thank you,
Queen.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye-bye
you.
for now.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
And we can make a copy of the staff presentations available on the website as well as the recording of the webinar.